So today we are going to discuss about autoscaling. Autoscaling is a foundational piece of AWS, and it adds so much value. And one of the main functionality of cloud is scaling, right? So how does this work? So you can this basically is autoscaling group at the bottom, but you have the options. Let us call these are all instances. All these orange boxes are instances. You have the options to set up like minimum, desired, and max, right? So what is minimum, maximum? So you can like, let us say you are having a website and you expect only like at the worst case, you need just one server on times when it's not that busy. Maybe during the weekends, your application is not that being used. So you can keep a minimum there. And desired is when it comes up with the basic of how many instances you want. So let us say you want to keep minimum as one and desired as two instances. And max is you can put a max 10 or 5 or 15, how many instances you want based on the load. Let us assume on Friday, your website, well, basically your website is for movies and Fridays are busy and you need so much traffic and you can set it up max to have like 5 or 10 or 15, however you want actually. So this is basically, it will come in when you basically set up the AWS auto scaling group, it will come in as 2 because that's the TCA you have. And based on the load, it can go to max or minimum. Actually, you can set up parameters for this, and everything is registered to the load balancer and to load balancer, which all the instances will be connected actually. So let's go to the demo. We are going to create auto scaling group with 1 minimum, 2 desired, and 5 max. We'll try you'll be able to see both desired are up when it comes up, and we can make desired as 3, and then we'll see 3 instances come up. So basically, just give an idea of how the auto scaling works. Much further ado, let's go to the demo of creating auto scaling group. Let's create auto scaling group. Let's call it demo auto. Let's create this demo. We need to create a launch template. Let's create a launch template. And we need to do that as part of the auto scaling group. And we can create test template. And we don't need any version or anything. We can select how we did, like how we create the instance. You can create the basic Amazon Linux, um, and you can select that as the instance. So we selected Amazon Linux, and then we do an instance type. Let's select the basics ones which we have been doing so far. Take a micro, it's free tier. That's the instance you want. We don't need a key pair. We can use the existing security group that we had been using for this. We can use the one that we had for load balancer demo that basically allows all those things to connect to the HTTP. And all we have to do is that we use our user data so that we can validate if all is working well. So we can copy the basic hello world example we have been using so far with the user data, and then we can create a launch template. And once the launch template is there, we can go to your auto scaling group and refresh it. And now you can see the test template is there. You can use the test template and it will bring up all that we chose. It chose the AMI and T2 micro. Let's go to the next step. It shows the VPC. You can add all the availability zone that you want. Let's add all that we have. And let's go to the next one. And we can attach to a load balancer that we created in the previous one demo, and we can use this one that we did. And health check, we can add that health check additional settings. We can skip that. Desired, okay, this is important. This is the, as we went through the slide, desired capacity is that how many do you want to have when the auto scaling comes up initially, how many instances will come. minimum you want to have this, and let's keep 5 as the maximum you wanted to have. And we will not have any scaling policies because it's a basic demo, but you would have typically a CloudWatch or alert trigger the scaling policy. So this way, auto scaling works without any manual project. For the demo, I'll just basically use that. And I'm going to use the no policy at this time. I'm not going to enable installs scaling protection. This is all needed when you go into a deeper way of scaling the auto scaling groups. So no additional notifications because it's just a simple demo. And I'm going to set all the basics. So let's see if I have a launch template, everything set up, the load balancer, and let me create it. So auto scaling group is getting created. Yes, it's updating. So this is the demo auto scaling group. Let's click that and let's look at the activity, what's going on. So it's creating 0 to 2 because we created desired as 2, right? So in the slide we had whatever is the desired, it will come in. So in our case, we chose minimum as 1, desired as 2, and maximum as 5. So initially it will start with 0 to 2. So we can go to our instances and see uh, they are coming up, the two instances that uh, what we are setting out as scale. So the two are coming up, two instances are now coming up, they're initialized. So just give it a few moments till they are fully available so that we can access them. But in the meantime, we can get this our URL. So the load balancer which we are using for this is test LB, and we can copy this load balancer URL, and we can use that load balancer. Okay, now we have two instances. Let's try the load balancer again. So we should see two IPs. So we have to 33, 23, 33, and 10, 115, and we have two, right? So basically what it means is that we created a load balancer. We have an auto scaling group, and auto scaling group created two instances because that is basically what we had for desired. Now let's go and play with the auto scaling group and make it more and see how it scales up and scales down. So as I said, desired two, and now this basically would be handled by a, as you see, an alert which will trigger this based on the load. You can set up how many metrics you want to control this also. But for the demo, let's do a manual one. Let's go and make this desired capacity as 3 and update it, right? So now two instances will become 3. It will create 3 instances. So just before we go there, let's go see the activity and refresh the activity. So it started with 0 to 2. Now you see it's going the increased capacity from 2 to 3. And if we go to the instances, we can see the instances are coming up, and we can refresh this and see this is the pending one. So this is the third instance coming up. So let's give it a few moments before that's also available for us. And now when we go to the load balancer and hit it, we should be able to see 3 IPs provided it has come. So 33, 59, 33, 59, 33, 59. I think it's still coming up. Let's see how long it takes. Still initializing. So just give it a moment. 33, 59, 23, 39, 53. Not come up yet. Yeah, here we go. So we have a new one. Third one is there. 835. So 33, 23, 33, 59, 10, 59, and 835. So you have 3 instances. All the 3 are running now, and and we are able to scale and access it actually. So that covers the auto scaling group demo, and we will see you in the next class. Thank you.